What's up, guys? It's Dr. Price, and I'm here to help you prepare for the USMLE. I'm the CEO and founder of Action Potential Mentoring, and I'm currently in vascular surgery. So let's get this started. Thank you again for joining, and let's learn and let's get better together. Next thing that I want you to know about sideroblastic anemia is this is going to be pretty much one of the only types of anemia that has elevated ferritin besides anemia of chronic disease. So this has elevated ferritin. All right, and how you can remember that is by the actual shape of the red blood cell. So you have your red blood cell, and you got your something called a sideroblast. All right, so it's literally called a sideroblast because it's with sideroblastic anemia. So the sideroblast is essentially a huge accumulation of iron around the center of the cell. All right, so it's an iron accumulation. All right, and so what did we say iron's storage accumulation form was? We said, well, that was ferritin. So iron gets stored as ferritin. So you basically have a ferritin ring around the center of the cell. Okay, so with sideroblastic anemia, you actually have elevated levels of iron and elevated levels of ferritin. All right, so that's kind of the interesting thing here is you're not iron deficient and you're not ferritin deficient like you would be with iron deficiency. It's actually the exact opposite labs here. You have high ferritin and high iron. So it almost looks like it's an iron overloaded state, to be completely honest with you. So sometimes they'll call them iron-laden cells. All right, so you got too much iron inside your cells. And what do you think you do to fix all this? Well, just give them whatever they're missing. So treatment is going to be B6 replenishment. Okay, so what if that doesn't work? All right, so what if the B6 replenishment does not work? Well, part of the problem here is you have too much iron. And so the iron is stopping your synthesis of your red blood cells at this point because it's so high that it's basically stopping it. And so what you do is you give something to bind up the iron. Okay, so you can give deferoxamine. Deferoxamine. And so what happens is, if you look at this word, deferoxamine, the Fe stands for iron. So this is an iron chelator. All right, so this iron chelator is going to bind up all of your iron, and it's going to make it so that you're not in an iron overloaded state. And one of my favorite questions is, they're like, well, what else can you do? Say that all this fails. The last line would actually be phlebotomy. So phlebotomy is literally just taking blood out of someone. So if they have too much iron in their bloodstream, you just take out the blood. All right, so you can do that to remove the iron levels. Okay, so super, super important to know sideroblastic anemia. It's an iron overloaded state, too much ferritin, too much iron. If you know that, you can usually knock these questions out of the park. Thank you guys so much for joining today. If you found that was helpful, find me on Instagram at Action Potential Mentoring and shoot me a DM saying what your favorite part of today's lesson was. If you have any questions or you'd like some personalized one-on-one assistance with preparing for the USMLE, learning what it takes to become a stellar applicant and matching into your dream specialty, DM me the words VIP Mastermind. Again, that's VIP Mastermind. Talk to you soon.